Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again, and today I'm going to tell you something about TypeScript, and we're gonna make a to-do app into the TypeScript. So boilerplate is already ready, but I'm going to tell you how we can create the TypeScript boilerplate in Create React app, and then we're gonna start working on that. So let me tell you. So if you have to create a TypeScript boilerplate by using Create React app, so you need to just put a normal command npx create React, oh sorry, React app, and after that you need to put your app name, like whatever the app name you want to type, and then you need to type TypeScript, and then you need to type template. So this command gonna create a, a React app for you into the TypeScript, and this would be your app name. Okay, so like this I created this boilerplate, and now I'm going to start for making a to-do app. So let's start, and also I will tell you some basics thing into the TypeScript, like how the compilation and all the things work, and how we write the code into the TypeScript. Okay, so this is the tsconfig.json file where everything gets included whenever you build the file, or what would be your output and input things. And this is your package.json, and this is, I hope you know about these things. So this is your package.json where your script runs, like whatever the script you run into the command terminal. So these script run from here, like build and start script and all the things. So let's go into the app.tsx. So you can see this is my app container which I have included, and the container is over here. So this thing like component and container folder I created by myself, and we will start working on this to-dos. So you can see this to-dos is over here, and this is the to-dos folder. So you can see this is my app is written. Let's type it localhost 3000, and let's see. So you can see, hi, this is my app is coming over here. And okay, so we're gonna start creating our to do app from here. So let's download the material UI for that, because it would be easy for us to build that application. And just go into UI material UI, and just click on this. So this is the newer version of material UI is released, but we're gonna use the version 4 of the material UI and get started. And npm install material UI core. Okay, control C, and let's install it. And also I'm going to install the material UI icons as well. So let's install the icons. Control C, and let it be installed, and then install that icons part as well. So till then I'm pausing the video, and I'll resume this video after the installation will be completed. Alright guys, so as you can see, the installation of the material UI has been done. So normal material UI core and icons, both the libraries have been installed. Now we can start working on the UI part first. So let me just create a component over here. So the component would be to do. So I'm going to create a to do component, to do, to do. Okay, and inside that to do component, I'm going to create another file, to-do.psx. Okay, so this is gonna be my component file rfce. That is a kind of ES7 uh, plugin that we need. I installed into the my VS Code, and just for using that, so it will create a simple boilerplate, a simple code structure like this for React if you're using React. So I'm going to put the props over here. Okay, now you need to define, if you're using the TypeScript, so every time you need to define the prop types. So interface interface props. So I'm going to define the type. So whatever the props you will pass from the uh, parent component of this to do app, uh, is this parent component of this component. So you need to define all the props over here. So currently what I will do, I will just type it like this: react.fc. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna assign you the prop types over here. So first it will come over here and will check all the props types over here. So whatever the key and properties you will define. So you need to define the type of those key and property, whatever you will pass into the props. Okay. So let's import this component inside this container component. So I'm going to import this import to do component from dot slash let's component slash component slash to do. Okay, let's see it's coming or not. It's not reading, so dollar slash slash to do. Let's check this out. Dollar slash app slash component slash to do. Okay, now let's see. So you can see this component is not installed slash to do. Okay, I will read. Okay, so now it's readable, and now I'm going to have this component over here. So I'll remove this thing from here and to do component. And what are the props I'm getting from here? I'll pass it inside this dot props. Okay, so let's let's console.log these props over here. These props console.log props. Okay, and let's start creating the grid system over here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna import the grid from add the rate material UI core. Okay, so grid has been imported. Now let's use the grid feature into that. So grid now container spacing equals to 3. Okay, now I'm going to create a column over here. Grid. Okay, this gonna be a item, and item uh, large screen is gonna be 12. This is my to do. uh, let's import the typography and try to do app, and let's type the variant of the typography. So variant would be, so we're gonna put the h3 over here. Okay, and now let's see it inside. Okay, why the color have been changed of the script? Okay, so let's see into the browser what we are getting right now. So if we go over here, so you can see it looks like this. Okay, so we're gonna structurize this little bit properly. So what we can do over here. Let's console inspect this, and we can see so we can style it text align center. So let's are we getting anything? style property, align, center. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see there are some style properties that by default comes into the material UI components, so you can use those. So same thing into the grid system, like justify, you can use the justify property. So you can see justify content or justify. So these kind of things also you can use. So this is the simple header that I have built. Now let's go into the material UI input boxes. So input now input text feed and text field API. You can see multiple variety of text fields are over here. So yeah, there should be something. Yeah. Okay, okay. Let me check text field input boxes. Okay, so if I click on this, so you can see multiple text fields over here, standard, filled, outline. So we're gonna use the outline text field right now over here. So what we will do, we will just copy this part from here, like copy this whole part from here. Let's copy this code, man. Copy this code. Just copy this code from here, not whole code, just till then a make style. And we're gonna use that make style for some more things. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy this use style part, use style, control C, and let's type it so you can use style. Now what we can do over here, like we can define the classes like const classes equals to use styles, make it a function, and gonna be define the classes. It will get all the classes and all the things from this root, this mix style theme. It's a kind of theme you are creating over there. So you haven't read about the material UI earlier, so you don't worry about that. I will create a separate video on that. First, let's focus on this to-do app. So whatever you are getting, just take it as a input and try to understand it. So I'm going to create another grid over here, and I will type item. So basically this thing, the grid item, this is a kind of thing if you have heard about into the bootstrap framework that we were using into the HTML and all the things. So that's kind of same scenario is over here into the React. So this is a React library and material UI framework that we are using for styling and all the things. So these are the built-in component that provide material UI provides, and we can use it. So we don't have to write CSS for that. Okay, so now I use the text fields, some text fields over here. So I just need one text field, and I have form over here. So I'm going to create a button also. So let me just import the button. I'm going to import the button from here, and I'll type it button button button, and the name would be of that button submit. Okay, so there are some properties that we need to define. So variant of this button gonna be contained, and the color gonna be, so I'm going to provide the color would be secondary, not, yeah, we can use secondary or primary, anyone. So let's see the secondary how it looks like, and then we're going to use the primary. So let's go into the creative. So you can see the secondary button looks like this, and it's coming on the second line. Okay, so just style it little bit. So let's inspect it and let's check there what the styling are coming default, and then we're gonna put some styling into that. So it is inside the root. Okay, so it's inside the root right now, and what we can do, we can style it like this: display flex, justify content center, and align items center. Okay, so same thing we can do over here. So let's do this. So just go into that. We have already defined class over here. Display effects, justify content. So if I'm gonna give you the suggestion, so you have to write it by your own. And align, or not align content, align items center. Okay, so display flag, justify content center, align item center. Let's see, is it resolved or not? So you can see it's resolved, but the text field and the button size should be equal. So what we can do, we can put this button just below this text field, or we can put it over here, so it's not an issue. Let's make this text field little bit large, big, little bit wider. That would be looks little bit good. Okay, let me check. We have any property that we can pass, or we need to design it. So we can check it inside of this. So let's check this. So yeah, of course. So input, yeah, so you can pass the width class of the width. Okay, so I'm going to create a class over here. So class would be input, and inside that I'm going to type width. So width I will, okay, sorry, no width I will put it 20 rem. Okay, let's see. So classes, class name into classes dot input, and close this. Okay, so this is your input field gonna be, and the label would be not outlined. The label would be your input enter text. Okay, and now let's see what is the behavior. So you can see text field has been gone wider, and now the button looks like this. So let's design the button as well. So we're gonna reduce the width of this button little bit. So we're gonna make this width little bit, width 2 rem, 3 rem, 4 rem, 6 rem. So make the max width equals to 10 rem, max width 10 rem. So this looks nice. Okay. So I'm going to put the style directly into the button. So you can use it like this, max width, max width and rem, and just remove the align center from here. Now let's see. You can see button and text field is coming cool. Now what we need to do, we need to just add the list styles over here, like whatever we will type over here, this one is gonna be, it should be added into the list. So for doing that thing, let's add the list. So we're gonna create another grid over here. Yeah, into the same grid we're gonna grid another grid, and inside the grid that is gonna be an item first. LG would be 12. Okay, now make this container as well, containers, and make it justify content would be center. Okay, so now we have created our grid, and let me check. Okay, so we have created our grid, and let's check the list item over here. So list. So you can see we can create a list like this, or we can create a table. So I'm going to create a list like this because I don't need a lot of things to do, or whether I'm doing like this. So I'm going to create a simple list over here. So let's let's make it. So let's create this kind of list. So what we need to use for the list item, so we're gonna use a trash icon over here because we also want to delete that item. So we also gonna do that. And list item, and also, okay, so let's copy all these things: list item, icon, button, and check boxes, all the things from here. So control C, just control V. Okay, so we copied all these things, and what we want to do, we're gonna just use this root. No, 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 we won't gonna use this thing because we don't need that. And we're just gonna put this list item. So let's start map 1 2 3 4. So there's some kind of code is written, classes start root. Okay, so we just gonna copy this thing as well. Okay, so we'll just copy this thing as well. Later we will remove it because we're gonna make our own feature into that, so we don't need to worry about that thing. So we're gonna, later we're gonna remove it. Let's copy this thing for the right, for making the code work, and then later we will remove it as per our choice. And let's copy this code as well. Okay, from list to list. So this is the list you are starting, and just copy, copy, copy. Wait, just going. Okay, so here you go, and just copy it and paste it over here. So you need to do, okay, and just copy it and paste it. Okay, I forgot to copy the list properly. List items, it is starting at list item. I should copy it at the top, control C. So now it's gonna be started working. Whether doing that, just that. Now you can see it will work perfectly fine, and we'll get the output. Okay, so was it's gonna be a cool idea. Yeah, so it's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be start working as we discussed. But let's see, some things are missing. Handle toggle value, why it's throwing error over here. So let's remove one console from here, one terminal, and value implicity has any type. Okay, so we are using the TypeScript, so we need to define any parameter that we are passing inside the function. So I just type any, and it gonna be take it as a. So normally we need to define whatever we are passing into that parameter. So if we are passing a string, so we need to define a string. So I just type any, like it could be object, it could be array, it could be anything, whatever the value would be. So that's and also in the previous video, I think I have already told you about the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript. So make sure TypeScript is a static type language, because for each and every variable you have to define the type of that value, and also you can't reassign another type of value inside that, whatever the you have defined into that value. So that's the TypeScript behavior, and it's kind of very useful if you are doing a project by, like it will remove all the kind of error and bugs at the runtime, and you will like produce a bug free code on the production website. So that's why people use TypeScript, but you can also reduce those kind of error into your uh, code as well. So you can see everything is coming into the same line because we haven't used uh, because we made this grid as a container, and container means it is taking the flex and it is making all the items as a flex. So let me remove this container from here, and let's check this out how it looks like. So again, all the things, all the list item are coming in the same line. Let's check it why it's coming into the same line, because list items should not come into the same line. Oh man. Okay, 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 okay. So the issue is that like we inside the classes.root we have assigned display flex property, but that's why it's taking from there and it's not reading. making the list item into a list. So for doing that, we're gonna create another class over here, list, and inside that list we're gonna copy the code of this and paste it over there, this root class, and paste it inside the list. And let's see. So there's a theme is also coming. Let's check it out. Theme, the palette or background or paper. So let's see it's gonna work or not. So we need to provide a comma over here, and we will replace this class dot root from list. Okay, and let's check this out into the browser. It should work, man. It should work. So you can see, uh, oh, error is coming. Classes such as li does not exist on the type li. Property li does not exist on the type. Wait a minute. Oh, property li does not property li. Okay. List items. Okay, let's check this out. So you can see it's working fine properly over here, and these checkboxes should also work, and it's working. So we don't need the checkboxes, so we're gonna remove these checkboxes as well from here because we don't need those checkboxes. Okay, so I'll remove the checkboxes from here. We just need the so I remove the checkboxes from here, list item icon. So I will remove the list item. Okay, let's keep it as it is, and we're gonna provide something else from over there, something else, something like another icon or something we're gonna provide. So we will just download a trash icon. So let's download import trash trash icon, delete icon, delete delete material UI, delete outlined. So delete outline we're gonna be using, and let's see. So see, I'm gonna put it inside this control V. Let's see, time to reload. Okay, so you can see the trash icon is coming. Now we're gonna make this list into the center first, so it's gonna be looking cool. Okay, so let's make this list into the center. So this is your last grid, and so this UL is there. So we're gonna make this list item background colors. So we're gonna make all the things into the center. So we're gonna make this thing display flex, not flex. I'm gonna make this flex. What we're gonna do with that? Okay, so we're gonna put that grid as a container. So display flex, and justify content center. Okay, and that's gonna be start working cool. Okay, so it's, you can see the list items are coming like this. So we're gonna make this thing same as it is. So I don't need to do anything. I just need to put container. Okay, and justify content center. Okay. All right, so you can see our changes has been done, and now our UI is looking better. So by doing this container and justify center, so items are coming into the center. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna replace these items with the whatever we will text over here, and we will submit. Then it should become over here. So we're gonna replace these items, and we're gonna remove it from this code. So you can see right now it's statically typed over here 0123. So I'm gonna remove it, and we're gonna replace it with the dynamic data, whatever we will type into this and submit. So we will do that in the next video, because this video is going to be longer. So I hope you got something about the material UI and TypeScript, how to work and how to code into that. So till then, tata, bye bye, and I'll meet you in the next video. And thank you so much. If you like this video, please hit the like button and do subscribe the channel. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching.